everybody, it's Emily at ARG Schooling, and it's time to check out what I'm going to be reading in June. I've been doing my TBR jar every month. Has it been a success? The last two especially have been a little bit rough. This month, I only read one book set in Asia, which is a bummer because I had really high hopes that I could fit in more than that, but you know, I just had a lot of other things to do. And I'm hoping that this month might be a little bit more successful. However, I know I have a lot of stuff I've already got planned that I need to read, so who knows. But I'm dying to see what I get anyway, because this is a really good way for me to work down my, read my shelves TBR and really focus on picking something. And even though I only read one book set in Asia, I read a book that had been on my TBR for a super long time. So I call that a success. I picked up a book that I might not have otherwise because I had so many other things going on. So let's see what I pull out of the jar this month. All right, I've got two choices that I always pick out two. That way the mood reader in me can make a choice. So let's see, the first one I pulled out is Get Medieval. Interesting. I do have some medieval things I'm going to be reading, hopefully this month, while I'm working on level 10. So that's maybe, since I'm already going to be reading some of that, potentially. The other one I got is Popular Historical Fiction. These are the titles that I feel like everybody's read, that I bought because so many people have read and loved them, but I haven't. Ooh, now what do? I think I'm already going to be reading medieval, so I'm going to put that back because I don't want to do work reading in my free reading, but I think I'm going to go with popular historical fiction titles. So let me go ahead and see what I have on my shelves that that it's calling to me. I already have some thoughts, and then I'll come back and we can talk about what I'm going to be reading during the month of June. Okay, choices have been made. I might change my mind, but for the most part, I think I have my TBR situated. So first, let's talk about the ARG Booked Book Club selection. In June, we're going to be reading Under the Whispering Door by TJ Klune. I am so excited about this, guys. I've been dying to pick up something else by TJ Klune ever since I read The House in Cerulean Sea 2 years ago. And so I've been wanting to pick this up already, and now that we're going to do it as a book club pick, that just means I'm definitely going to read it. It's going to happen. This always forces my hand. I think this is a story about afterlife, and really that's all I know. I think Sarah told me that I'm going to like this. She says it's got a lot of the same feelings and vibes as The House on the Cerulean Sea. So that's gonna make it a favorite for me probably. So I'm excited to read this with you guys. So if you want to join in and read along with me, pick up a copy of the book this month and read. I have a Discord channel where we talk about the book over the course of the month, in real time as we're reading. And if you want the link for that, just leave me a message down below in the comments and I will give that to you. I also do a live show here on my channel on the first Saturday of the following month. So we'll be talking about this on the first Saturday of July. I don't even know what date that is yet, but we'll be talking about this live here on my channel, and you can chat with me and share your thoughts on the story. So that's what we're reading for book club. So let's talk about what I picked from my shelves to read. I was excited that when I looked at the books I wrote on my card, over this year I've already read, I think, 3 of the books that I had on here, so I'm already making progress because of books I've picked up for other purposes. So when I talk about popular historical fiction, I'm looking for things that are books that everybody's read, it feels like. These are books that I see a lot, or that are authors that are really popular. So first, I've only picked up 3 things off my shelves because I'm being realistic with myself. I might only get to one of them, but I'm hoping to pick up all 3. The first is a book by Susan Meisner. This is The Nature of Fragile Things. This is an author that everybody seems to love, but I've never read. and I think I own at least 2 of her books, maybe 3. This is the one that like speaks to me right now though. The Nature of Fragile Things is set during the turn of the century, I think. This has to do with an Irish immigrant coming to New York as a mail order bride. And I don't really know too much more than that, but this is just a book that I've had on my shelves for I think like 2 years now, and I've been wanting to read it and I just haven't gotten to it. Then I have Before We Were Yours by Lisa Wingate. This is one I see talked about a ton. I think everyone's read this but me. I think this has to do with children who were orphaned and, or actually I think they were stolen from their parents and put up for adoption. And through this agency that stole children to put them up for adoption. And so this is set in the 1939 and present day. So it's 2 time periods. And I think it's kids like as adults looking back and finding out about their history or something to that effect. I've heard it's very moving and powerful. And the last book I pulled from my shelves is Tidelands by Philippa Gregory. I now own this whole trilogy and I have not started it yet. And this is an author that I've read a lot of her books, but I haven't read this newest series yet. I don't even know what it's about, but I should probably read it. She usually writes like Tudor era stuff. This is set in the like mid 1600s, so not Tudors. But I'm just really curious about this. I want to say this has to do with more like ordinary people as opposed to royals. So really intrigued by it, and I would like to eventually read the whole trilogy, but maybe I'll pick the first one up, hopefully this month. Then let's talk about things that I'm reading for work. I'm actually starting this probably tomorrow, and that is The Tiger at Midnight by Swati Tirdala. I needed a book that had to do with like Hindu mythology. I had 2 options, and I think I've been leaning towards this one, but I need to read a little and see what I think. All I really know is, 1, it's Hindu mythology, and I want to say it's, we're following 2 characters, and one of them is a skilled assassin, and she is devoted to vengeance, and the other character is a soldier and has been trained as a soldier since childhood, and I feel like their paths are going to cross and there might be some romance. I'm not sure. It does say don't fall in love. Yeah, kill the general, find the assassin, evade his soldiers, save the country, don't fall in love. That's like the tag on the back. So I'm hoping this is good. It had really good reviews, so my hopes are high. Then I have 2 books I need to decide on for Chinese mythology. Both of them are things that I've been wanting to read anyway, so that's nice, but I don't know which one is going to be the best fit. I have Daughter of the Moon Goddess by Su Lin Tan, and this one is Chinese mythology, and it's supposed to be just like a really beautiful debut novel. I know it's Chinese mythology, but I don't really know too much more than that. And the other one is She Who Became the Sun. This is by Shelley Parker Chan. This one has been like high on my list of things to read that I like need to get to. And this one I think is more based on Chinese history rather than like mythology, I think. This is set in like medieval China under the Mongol rule. I don't really know too much more than that, besides that I really wanted to read it. So I have these that I need to figure out. I don't know if I'm going to get to both of them, but I need to choose and make a choice and figure out which one makes the most sense in level 10. And then I'm currently reading, like I'm not even like a quarter of the way in yet, but Remarkable Creatures. This is Epic Adventures in the Search for the Origins of Species by Sean B. Carroll. This is for the biology, and I'm really enjoying this more than I expected. I was worried it might be dry, but this is basically science, like scientists who have been researching and studying evolution, like from Darwin, even before Darwin, and then through. So like it's really interesting reading, especially like part 1, reading about Darwin and his contemporaries and how like they all kind of came to the same conclusions at the same time, but it was more like who got there first as far as publishing, but like they were all like in different places, all coming to the same ideas. So that was really interesting to read. So I'm enjoying listening to this. I've got the audio for that to help me kind of get through it at a faster pace so I don't slog. Although honestly, it's not as sluggish as I thought it might be. The last book I want to talk about is From Here to Eternity by Caitlin Doughty. I keep needing to pick this up. I haven't done it yet, but I really need to pick this up and figure out how I want to schedule it in level 10. I have a good feeling about this one. This is about like the way we view death in different cultures around the world, and like that's just something that I'm really fascinated by. And I feel like it would make a good fit in level 10. I've been told this would be good in level 10 because I've talked about it before that I really wanted to read it, and I think I originally had it in my level 7 pile, and a lot of people were like, wait, that'll be better in level 10. so that's what I did. I pulled it out and I'm like, okay, I'll come back to you. So I'm really excited to read this. I might get the audio too because I think Caitlin Doughty narrates it herself. And I listened to, what was her other book? Smoke Gets in Your Eyes as an audiobook, and that was just fabulous. So I might try to find the audio for this too. I might already have it. I might have already gotten it a while ago in anticipation. So yeah, there's other things I'm probably going to be picking up and reading. I have a lot going on, like with work. Like I still need to read The Last Map Maker by Christina Suntervant. I wanted to read this in May and it didn't happen, so I really want to pick it up this month. This is the next lit bite I wanted to work on. I just, I've had a lot going on and I haven't had time, but I really hope I can pick this up this month because I feel like this would be such a good lit bite. I loved her first book, so have good feelings. So, there's other things too that I'm going to hopefully be reviewing for History Book by Book, and who knows? I've got a lot of things I want to read, but this is my ridiculous stack for June. So, we'll see what happens. So let me know down below what you're hoping to read in June. I would love to hear about it. And yeah, if you've read anything in this stack and you want to tell me that I should prioritize something or take it out of my stack, let me know, and I would love to hear your thoughts. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Happy reading. Bye.